old souls, young souls, and all my damn souls in between. Welcome back to another week of Old Soul in the Young World with your host, Jesse Ellie. Hey! Guys, it is popping in the studio today. We have a dope artist that drove all the way down from Connecticut, who is a rapper in the hip-hop scene and now making his way to Boston. Shout out and welcome to the show, Frank 45, the real 45. What's poppin'?
How y'all doing, man? I'm Frank 45, the real 45, and I'm just happy to be here, man. Shout out to Straight Vision TV. Shout out to Jesse Ellie, and I'm just proud to be me. Let's go, man.
That's fire.
We are so happy to have you on the show. Can I fill your cup for you?
Yeah, of course. Let's do it, man.
Someone looks a little thirsty, you know? And guys, I hope you're thirsty too. Thirsty for some knowledge. Because we about to chop it up. We about to get real about it, what it means to be the real 45.
Yes, man.
Can you let the people know who you are, Frank 45?
First, let me toast up to you.
Hey.
Proud of you.
Cheers.
You feel me? Everything that you got going on is amazing here, man.
Thank
So,
you.
Frank 45, the real 45, man. As I mentioned, I got my name from my big brother who's no longer here with us, but he living through us, man, and everybody who believe in us, man. So, shout out to him.
R.I.P. Shout out to your brother.
That's fire.
And you come all the way from Connecticut, huh?
Yes, man. Connecticut. Shout out to Hartford, Connecticut, East Hartford, Manchester, West Hartford, anywhere in Connecticut. Shout out to anywhere where you from. If you tune in to Oh So Young Word, man, we happy you here.
Yes, you already know. And like I said, guys, the people that we like to have on the show are motivated people trying to do more than the norm, more than work the 9 to 5, and make a dream out of their life. How do we make a dream out of our life? But trying, you know what I'm saying? And we were chopping up before we even started. It's like, yo, we cannot give up. We can't give a day of not trying. You have to wake up, get out of bed, and say, I'm going to do this today. And, you know, I feel like, Frank, you kind of been doing that for a while.
Yeah.
Pushing yourself forward, getting into the music scene. And especially, you know, in Connecticut, that's not even my scene. I don't even know what the hip-hop scene's like out there.
Yeah.
Can you let us know how you actually got introduced to music and involved in hip-hop?
Yeah, man. It all started when I was 5 years old, man. My family is very music-oriented,
You said 5 years old?
5 years old. I'm talking about a baby, man. The first time I was in a recording studio, probably 10 years old. But I started off battle rapping, 5 to 7 years old, on family parties, dancing, rapping. My uncles, they play instruments, they sing, man. My freestyle artists, I'm talking about R&B, I'm talking about any type of music, Spanish music, man. Like, everything just made me who I am today. And I'll get into that deeper, but I'm just happy to be here, man. So,
Hey.
That's fire.
And Frank 45, you've been having, you know, music dropping since I don't even know. Like you said, you were a baby when you started making it. So I think your first music video or song has probably come out. We're probably on like a decade, maybe.
we definitely about to close in on 10 years since my first music video, man.
Damn.
That's fire.
We here.
Wow,
We definitely here.
That's wild. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
Shout out to you for even, you know, being willing to talk about your journey, opening up, being out here on the show, and even coming to Boston, because how else do we, you know, diverse our communities with culture and with music than if we go outside of our box,
Right.
which is something that both of us have to try to do just so that, you know, as artists, we can push forward the message that we're trying to send. And, you know, Frank, you have a lot of music dropping, like I said. Do you have a recent album that you had just dropped?
Yeah, man, I want everybody to tap into Can't Breathe the album, man. It's a lot of soul, it's a lot of pain, it's a lot of tragedy, and it's a lot of positivity on that thing, man. So it's called Can't Breathe. We highlight records like Pressure, where I talk about people going through a lot of things, overcoming obstacles, where I've been in life. We got Heartbreak with the beautiful Delani, man, for the radio, and we're going to get into that later, but we got a lot of records on it I'm really proud of, and everything on there just came from the heart, man. It's nothing rushed. The process is organic, man, and you know, I just hope y'all hear it, and then get back in with me after y'all hear it.
Hey. And you know, like I said, like we all have our own journey. We're all our own person. We all come from our own places and walks of life.
Right.
And even though your family introduced you to music, to the love of it, to what it is, you know, people can be introduced to something, but they cannot, you know, they can choose to not use that skill set as they go forward. Like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink,
Help
right?
them swim, man. You can't help them drink.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
So, like, what is it, either about music or through your life or whatever it is, that makes you utilize this type of art form specifically to express yourself? Like, what got you into
For
that?
me, Like life is difficult, man. Life ain't easy. So like, and a lot of people around me, they not artistically sound to be able to express the way they feel about life. Like everybody around me goes through a lot, including myself. I just find it easier to, like, if bro could talk to me about something and I could go put it on wax, it'll probably make him feel better. He'd be like, damn, bro, you feel me? Like, that was crazy. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes people just need to hear what they're going through. Like that, because sometimes when you're going through something, be like, yo, does anybody understand me? That's big. Like, people doubt themselves. So I just try to be the voice for this shit. Like, everybody wants to turn up, that's cool. Everybody wants to make party song, that's cool. I'm here to be the voice for the people who going through it, man. And that's really what Frank 45 stands by, man.
That's fire.
And that's what Also Young World stands by, because that's what it is, being an example,
Right.
and showing others that they have a way to do that as well.
Yeah.
No matter the struggle you're going through, you know what I'm saying? And like we've talked about, like, those struggles build our character, you know, and that character builds your art,
Right.
and then that art builds your dreams.
Right.
So it's like, what do you have to give, you know what I'm saying, to make that happen? Sometimes we have to sacrifice. Sometimes we have to look outside the norm, and the people around us, like you said, we can get stuck in that same day to day to day to day. But then, you know, what breaks the chain to make you step out of it? And you know, for yourself, in a lot of your songs that I've listened to, you know, and specifically I want to shout out, you know, 5 a.m., Angels Crying,
Yes, sir.
in the whole Can't Breathe album, because the whole thing just tells a story.
Yeah.
And that's really what I enjoy about you as an artist, that you're very lyrical.
Yeah.
I feel like your music is actually based upon lyricism. And you don't be just talking shit,
Right.
which is very rare. You know what I'm saying? And do you write? Like, are you your own writer?
Shit, listen, Can't Breathe is definitely written from the soul. As of lately, I'm talking about the past 3 weeks, I've been freestyling like a motherfucker. Like,
Hey.
I've just been going and catching vibes. Like, I'll show, like, my brother would tell you, like, I've been showing up to the studio with nothing, just a beat. But, yo, bro, what we about to talk about? And boom, I just get in the studio and I go crazy, man. Like, I talk from right here, and as long as I'm speaking from right here, it doesn't matter what comes out or when it comes out, just know they're gonna feel it, because as long as you're not lying, bro, they're gonna feel you every time. Just be
100%.
truthful and, you know, resonate.
Right.
A lot of artists, man, keep that in mind. Resonate with your people and be mindful that everybody's not on the same type of time. So, you know, switch it up when you have to. Be real with yourself and be relatable. And that's gonna help you sell, man. And that's gonna help the people gravitate towards you in your career.
That's fire.
You know, and one thing I love that you said previously was that, like, you are using yourself. You know, we can talk shit, we can brag, we can talk about what we got or where we're going or whatever, even if you're making it up. You know what I'm saying? But it takes a lot for an artist to come out and just talk about the realness of what's behind it. And it can be lonely. It can feel like you're alone. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the only one. And like you said, how do we get others to know that they're not? Like, everyone listening in, you are not alone in your struggles. You are not alone in your depression, your anxiety, your self-doubt. If anything, you feel like you're alone because other people don't want to admit that they also struggle too, you know? And it's through us putting that out there that can open the community to actually want to do the same. You know, it's like building a culture. How do we keep the culture alive? We have to build it. And some of us have to be, I feel like, sacrificial poets, I would say.
There you go. I like that.
You know?
I like that. I like that a lot.
And I consider you a sacrificial poet. And you, within yourself, within your writing, within your music and the albums that you've dropped, do you yourself have, like, a favorite song lyrically? And if so, like, what was the meaning behind that makes it your favorite?
Hey, man, I love Pressure, man, because, like, it was really Pressure. Like, Pressure was one of the days where, like, I actually made 2 songs this day. I made a little party song, which I only did it because I had a song called Closer that was so big. It was my first big record that I used my own sample to write it again. Like, I had to go to the, my complex. It has, like, this little hill type thing. I had to lose myself and go walk to write this song. When it came to Pressure, like, I had just came back from that side of my house, you know, sitting back in my recliner and just going, and I was in my zone. I didn't have to do what the people needed me to do. I just wanted to talk about me for once, because I talk about everybody highly and what they go through, but that one was like for me. Like, I spoke about, you know, things I shouldn't have done as a kid. Like, I'm talking like 11 years old, being around the wrong, you know, getting raised in the projects. You kind of have to do certain things to maintain and make money. And being that I'm a kid who barely went to school, I was kind of outside too much. I couldn't get a job. I wasn't old enough.
Right.
But I knew the people who knew how to get money, so I knew how to get me some money. So I speak about like, you know, like my mom blowing me up while I'm doing other things I know I'm not supposed to be doing. And God forgive me because I overcame these things. But speak about a lot of things, and Pressure is just one of those songs, man, where I just love to listen to it, love everything about it, because that's me right there, you know?
Hey.
That's fire.
Is there a video out for Pressure?
Oh, it's coming.
Shout
out to BTS Cheeks.
You heard it here first.
Oh, it's coming. It's on the way, man.
And I'm sorry, can you shout out your lovely videographer, your dope-ass videographer?
Cheeks. And I'm not going to lie. After we came here, bro sat me down in the car. He said, yo, Frank, what are you doing? So what you doing? Like, we it's 5 in the morning. We out getting something to eat. You know, my little brother J.R. Lavis, I'm 1,000% behind him. He like, yo, but we about to hear some of your new music. Like, you chilling too much. And I swear to God, he told me one time, and since that day, I have not left the studio. I'm talking about go record. The next day, we in the club performing a record. And if it wasn't for that guy right there, man, I'll probably be in a whole different mental space right now. So I appreciate him so much. And let me make this clear. Videographers, they might want some money out of you. They might want to shake your hand, but they're not for you. That's my real brother right there. He doesn't charge me $1 because he believes in me. You feel me? Get people around you that want to see you win, and they'll eventually become family.
Oof.
That's my motherfucking brother, man. Let's go.
Yo, and that is so facts. Like, surround yourself with a circle of people who believe in your dreams. And this is exactly what we talked about off air. Like, yo, it took me struggles, like sacrifice, reaching out and letting people into my circle, but only the right people who see my vision and seen me before I seen me. You know what I'm saying? That's the most important thing sometimes. Like, and especially like how you're saying, like you coming up, you know, in the projects and around struggle and law of things where it's like it could deter your mind from knowing, let's say, quote unquote, right from wrong, right? And letting, like, trusting people enough to let people in your circle. But when you know, when somebody sees your value and someone expresses it in a certain way, you're like, you're on my team for life. You're the one. Like, and is that, you know, part of like your values that you feel like you learned growing up through things that you've been through of like understanding who to let in and how to let them in?
Oh yeah. Like me, I got such a big heart. I kind of let everybody in.
I got a big ass heart too.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
it's tough, yo.
I'm one of them people who do everything for everybody else and barely do anything for myself. You feel me? That's me, man.
You gonna make me scream on the show right now. We're on like the same fucking wavelength.
I'm saying, oh so young world, man. The hottest, man. Let's go.
Yo, it's true, but that's 100% facts because sometimes, you know, we let everyone needs something. And if you're a person, you can give. Right. Until it's like, how much do you have to give though? You know, like you can only give to an extent where it's like there has to be some give and take. Right. Because if you're always giving and never taking anything, you're just getting drained. Right. Exactly. You feel me? Mentally, spiritually, financially, artistically. And you know, to artists out there, young artists who maybe like come from your situation or been through the same things, like, what advice could you give to them to like making the right decisions of how to build a team or who to work with or who to let in on your side?
I would just say trust yourself first and find yourself first. When it comes to music, man, just gravitate to what sounds good to you and not what's going on. When it comes to building a team, you know, go to your family first and try to like if you got a cousin, he likes taking pictures, put a camera in his hand. If you got an older brother, he doesn't know how to rap, put the studio in front of him and say, I'm about to teach you how to record, I'm about to teach you how to mix. Boom, now you got a cameraman and an audio engineer. If you like, even if your auntie that she got hella game, go to your auntie house, get some free game because older people always have the most knowledge you need. And this shit starts here. It doesn't start here. This shit starts in your head. So find yourself, find your team, be respectful at all times. If you go to public, shake as many hands as you can because it counts. Represent yourself and be respectful to everybody. And you're gonna generate happiness and positivity. And God got you. Like God got you, man.
I feel like you're like part rapper, part motivational speaker.
Oh yeah, I'm the hood preacher, man. I'm the hope, man.
He said he's the hood preacher. I feel like I might make that the name of this episode. I don't know. We'll see. That's very dope.
You, man.
But it's facts, and like you said, like that knowledge, like going to your auntie's house, learning off your auntie, like growing up and relatable to you and like anybody else listening in who's been through this, I was always surrounded by older heads. Yeah. You feel me? And it wasn't by choice. It was just weird the way my life worked out and how things flowed. So I'm a spoken word poet, which I don't think I've told you yet. But so when I was mad young, like in high school, I was like on a spoken word team. Like we went to competitions type shit. So when I finished high school, I carried that. Like I was like, this is what I love. I love speaking. I love the written language. Like I write, you know, it was just a expression of therapy for me. But doing that and finding different artistic groups and circles, a lot of the people around me were older. And it helped me, like, because the things that they were going through, the things they were struggling through, it gave me this weird prior knowledge. Like, before, like, I was so young, you know what I'm saying? So when I hit the ages they were, or when I hit the ages that they were, it's like I already have this, like, built in my mind, like, okay, don't do that, or do that, or there's a different way to go about that. Like, but the thing is, observation, being observant, you know what I'm saying? Because if you talk too much, you're not internally taking in the knowledge.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just gotta let it settle and then figure out how to apply it, you know? And apply the pressure, you know? Like your song, yo. You know,
That's cool, man.
Make sure you do check out Pressure, and make sure you check out all of the new album that just dropped. When was it? A couple months ago, I think?
2 months ago.
2 months ago? All right, word.
I was actually, when I dropped this album, and I did it with no promo. I did it with no, like, nobody even knew the album was coming out.
What? You surprised people?
Yeah, like, I have a 2-year-old. It's my 2-year-old, my only child, man. It's my baby boy, man. Ermias. Like, he lives in Florida. He doesn't live with me, so, like, I travel back and forth from Connecticut. So I was just with him, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give people the album and focus solely on my son. I don't want to hear nothing about music. I just want to, you know, spend my time and be a dad. But here y'all go, have an album and leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know,
That's fire.
speaking of that, speaking of like being a dad, being a musician, wearing different hats in life, and having to like balance, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you personally find the way to like, I feel like when you're an artist or you're anything nowadays, you're also a manager. You're also a promoter. You're also like, how else do you get that content out on social media to get audiences involved by being your own promoter? Do you find a way to like disconnect yourself from like constantly going on and like posting or promoting aside from enjoying making the actual art? Because I feel like sometimes it can get caught up like, you know, you're making the art, but you're doing it like you're promoting it so much or whatever. It takes the fun out of like what you're actually doing.
Definitely does. Like with me, like I said before, a lot of this things I talk about, I hate to talk about it, but it has to come out because if it sits in my head or in my body for too long, it's a lot of negative stuff that I make sound positive. But if I let it sit for too long, nobody will never know. And I'm a quiet person. I don't talk to nobody, so I talk to my pen. You know what I'm saying? So I do that. You just vent. Just vent, you know what I'm saying? Let everything out. Because once you start holding in, nobody will ever know. Nobody's there to help you. But if you can help the next person with your problems, shit, you might solve their problems and you figure it out on your own.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And it's crazy too because I think, you know, people like us, like you with your dope ass music. Like, let me shout out 5 a.m. real quick.
Yeah, shout out to Block Boy Gotti too.
You know, I was watching that video earlier, you know, a couple days ago before we did this, and you know, you guys are chilling at a gas station. It's a dope vibe, dope song, dope energy. You know, sipping your Patron, all that shit.
Yeah.
And it's cool visuals and everything. But I know that there's also different layers to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that was one of more of your chill songs, but then beneath the surface, there's all these other things that are just waiting to come out too. Yeah. So it's like, how do you feel from the beginning of when you started putting your music out to all the projects you're dropping recently, you know, with like Can't Breathe, the difference of how like your art has grown, like how do you feel like that has actually made its way?
I honestly, I just started accepting who I am and being more positive. I've always been like people always told me they relate to me, but I just started embracing myself like as of lately. So when y'all hear these songs, like do your research, check the catalog. Like even when you hear a song like 5 a.m., it's a hard song to make you want to go. But when you listen, I'm saying every time I sit at night, I don't like how I feel at night, so I take it with a pain with a little of Patron. You know what I'm saying? It's a yeah, let's go drink. But it's shit behind these layers. I even talk about my brother coming home needing clothes and sneakers, and I can't worry about these hoes because my family need me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I talk about a lot of things. I just make it sound good. And artists, make everything sound like gold, but express yourself.
Right.
You know, you can get somebody pain and pleasure at the same time. Like,
so you don't think you have to compromise the lyrics for the sound or the beat that you're putting out?
I just use that's when my vocals come in. I just use my voice to make everything sound good. And then my thing is, if you listen to me one time, you're gonna love me. No, if you listen to me first time, you're gonna like me. You listen to me 2-3 times, you're gonna love me because you start listening to what I got to offer and what I got to say. You be like, okay, I like him, man.
So you guys already know. Don't listen the first time. Don't listen the second time.
Run
Listen
my
the third
streams up.
time,
Let's go.
and you're gonna be a fan of Frank 45.
Yeah.
You already know.
This is not for the
That's
temporary
fine.
public, man. This is for everybody. This is for longevity. This is forever, man.
And it's not for the faint of heart because he's got some real stories to tell, some real truth behind his shit.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're the type of person who needs to hear that, if you've been struggling, if you've been going through something similar and you've come up, from the ground and built something out of nothing, Frank 45 is for you.
Yes,
So
sir.
make sure you check that shit out. And I do want to highlight, if you don't mind, a few lyrics of yours from Angels Crying, and then maybe I can let you get into the meaning of what actually was behind it. And so I listened to Angels Crying a couple times. And then there was this
2-3
one,
times.
two, 3 times. Nah, he's right, yo. I listened 2-3 times, and on the third time, you're not even lying, there was this lyric. There was a couple lines that stuck with me, and I literally kept going back on the video and replaying. I was listening. I was like, yo, I fucks with that. And it's so simple, but it's so honest. So I just, if you don't mind,
go ahead.
like Frank says in the song, I'm sick and tired, but I hold on. They think
I'm happy, but
I'm so wrong. Life's hard, but it goes on, fully prepared for what goes wrong. Like that shit is legit poetry. And being a spoken word poet, it just like clicked in my mind. I was like, yo, I relate to that real heavy, real hard.
Thank you.
So what was your purpose behind this?
Man, I'll be blacking out, man. Like the beat talk, like I said, like the beat be talking to me, man. And then whatever I feel like I'll always be prepared for the bad. Like life is, not to sound like that, but life is horrible, man. So if you can make something positive out of nothing, like hold on to yourself and just be mindful that people doing worse than you out here. So be fully prepared for what goes wrong. And life is hard, but it goes on. You feel me? This shit don't stop even long after us. This shit, we got kids, we got family members that look up to us, man. We got to do this shit for them as well as yourself, man. So
Exactly.
That's fire.
And like Frank said, anyone who was saying, it doesn't matter if you're a rapper, if you're into hip hop, if you're in the music scene at all.
Right.
It's just about being a person. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Whoever you are, taking those values and transferring them into something positive. This world doesn't need no more negative.
Right.
We have enough going on right now where we don't need to keep exaggerating all of the negative, but actually be an example of a positive person. Whatever art form it is that you're putting out, you can always utilize that and help somebody else. And if we're not willing to help somebody else, then what are we here for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What is this world even about if it isn't about leaving a mark and letting other people leave theirs? So that's all I got to say.
real, man. Shout out to Oh So Young World. That was real, man. You know what I'm saying? These gems, man. These is gems, man. Hold on to them because she's speaking the truth, man.
Appreciate that. And same to you. And it's like, you highlighted your struggle.
Yeah.
You shouted out, that your name comes from your brother. Shout out your brother. And it makes me feel like there's so much more under the surface.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how much you're willing to share.
As much as I can, man. Always. I'm very transparent, man. Like whatever I go through, y'all might go through it too, man. I've overcome a lot of the stuff I've gone through, but it took the time. And we got all the time in the world, man. So let's do it.
So what do you feel like, I guess, was your biggest struggle that you learned from that has pushed you to keep wanting to be a good person? Whether it was a negative experience, a positive experience, or whatever it was.
I'm going to go, before I go person, I'm going to go parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, fellas, listen to me real fast, man.
All the fellas,
You feel
listen
me?
up.
Listen up, man. If you got a good lady at home, man, take care of her because they going to teach you something about yourself. When you acting up, they going to tell you a little something about yourself. I done lost a lot of people that been real love for me over my pride, over mediocrity, over a lot of things I could have changed at that time. If you got somebody good, stay with them and do as much as you can. It's like me as a parent, I try to be the best dad in the world I can from afar. For me, I don't have my son with me every day, but I wish I could be there. And as like dads and mothers, I respect all single parents, and if you could stay together, even better. You feel me? Put on for them first, because family comes first. And the biggest thing, like shout out my baby mother, biggest thing she could have told me was, it's not about you. Like, let that resonate. It's never about you. It's for the people around you, people you have to be a bigger person for.
The greater purpose.
You know what I'm saying? The greater purpose. And as far as a person, man, be true to you, and no matter what goes on, man, see the light. I wake up every day and manifest greatness. For the start of 2022, I've been waking up every day manifesting greatness. And this is the farthest I've ever been in my music career.
You heard?
That's fire.
Sorry, I just had to yell that because that really got to my soul. I was like, y'all heard that? Shit.
We gonna talk about it today, man.
Hey,
we here.
Hey. You know, in I keep hearing you say like positive thoughts and manifestation and positive intentions. Not everybody talks of these things. Is this like a practice that you use? Is this like something you have like taught yourself or learned from the older heads around you?
Yeah, definitely. Everybody around me, like, great people do the worst things. Like, everybody I've been around, like, yo, they wish they could move. I don't know. Everybody sees something in me that I never even seen in myself till lately. Like, I've seen people like getting money, people that got their life together. And they look at me like, yo, bro, you really got something going on? And I'm struggling with life. I'm trying to get everything together, but I make it happen. And it don't matter how much you have. It's about the mental. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, if people see something in you find it in yourself. Because there's something in everybody, man. And you want to find that before it's too late.
That's fire.
And that literally is another thing that we were talking about off air. Like, it's like within us, whoever you are, we all have that certain thing that we can recognize, that we can pull out of ourselves and build on. But some people don't have that recognition. Do you know? They can't recognize it within themselves. And like us, some people, it takes more time to value yourself and to see it within you, and then you can pull it out. But some people can be 85, 90, live their whole life and never embrace that other side of them, where they're like, there's more to this life than just working a 9 to 5, or, you know, even though it's great to be a parent or like being a parent or whatever, like there is also other things besides it. Like you said, it's about balance. You balance being a great parent and being an artist and making a difference and being an example and being a teacher. Then we can all learn. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be a certain balance between those for us to grow as a culture and a community. And it's super dope too, because you yourself, like I said, I'm not super familiar with the Connecticut community. I'm not super familiar with the hip hop Connecticut community. But now that you've kind of been, you know, exposed a little more into like some of the Boston scene, how do you feel that it kind of like translates or relates like Connecticut hip hop to Boston hip hop or music? Do you feel like you would want to bring your vibes and your energy and your knowledge down this way? You trying to keep it up there? You trying to move it somewhere else?
Listen, I'm trying to go worldwide. Like I've been saying it lately. Like, yo, bro, I'm about to make it, man. And I tell myself, like, I'll be there. I'll do my little song, but now I tell myself, bro, I'm about to make it. I have all the tools. I have all the people around me. Believe in yourself. Like Boston. Look, I'm in Boston right now. Like I'm in Framingham, Massachusetts. Like, believe in yourself and take it outside your community, because it's those people that's gonna put a light on you. And then when you go back home, you the hometown hero. But if you stay in your city thinking you the hot shit, man, ain't gonna be nobody, man. So travel, use your feet, use your network, use your social media platform and reach out, man. Like I got up with Straight Vision TV and look, I'm here 2 times, not the 1 time. You feel me?
Two times for the 2 times. You feel me?
I'm here.
And it's so facts, and it's just like what Frank 45 is saying, like, you have to be, you know, willing to push forward. Like, nobody will do it for you. Nobody is going to get you out of bed in the morning and take you to work, or take you to go make a song, or take you to, you know, sit down and do the behind the scenes stuff that nobody knows about. Takes blood, sweat, tears, hours out of your life that nobody sees. But it's those moments that push you forward. So if you're, you know, a young entrepreneur, a young artist that's trying to start a business, and you're like, yo, this is too overwhelming. It's too much. I'm not good enough. I don't have the talent everyone else has. You don't, because you're different. You will never have something that somebody else has. I'll never be Frank 45, and Frank 45 will never be Jesse Ellie. You feel me? We're individuals. Once you embrace that individuality, then you can grow. Church. Is it Sunday? Question mark.
You feel me? Easter's around the corner. God bless.
We feeling good.
Yes, sir.
And you know, like I said, you know, coming to Boston and shit. Are you trying to like maybe perform down here someday?
Oh, hell yeah.
He said hell yeah.
Hell yeah, go anywhere, man. Like, I'm saying, I got people that believe in me. Like, my God drove me out here with no hesitation. Didn't even take $1 from me for gas. I'm telling you.
That's that real love.
It's time to go. And
That's
the time
love.
is right now. So wherever y'all want me to be at, man, I bet you we'll be there. And I bet you I'll beat you there, too.
Hey.
That's fire.
And you know, guys, like a big part of this conversation that we've been having today, and the features around my life, and it sounds like something that's been important in your life, is mental health.
Yeah.
And in letting that, you know, guide you forward into like, okay, even if you don't see it now, you don't see it in your hand, you don't see the bag of money in your hand or the record in your hand, the record label, whatever, you know that there's a way you can push forward and keep finding that.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel like, you know, mental health or going through that process of, you know, believing in you and the values and all of that, like, has that been a learning, like a lesson learned for you throughout the years? Because you're young too. Yeah. You know, it's like you talk old.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so young world.
Oh, so young world. You talk old, but like you are young physically. Mm-hmm. So it's just very it's rare to be able to talk to someone on the same level where it's like you're already saying things that I had thought in my head that I don't have people come on the show and bring up before me. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So do you feel like that knowledge and that, you know, those values that you've learned kind of like helped push your art too?
Oh, yeah, man. I embrace everything I ever went through, man. Like if I had the perfect life with the silver spoon in my hand, I wouldn't have nothing to talk about.
How do you learn?
You have to go through it. Like can't nobody, like people, the old heads will tell you all the time, bro, do it like this and don't do that. And your dumb ass go do that. Right. But you learn something from it. That's like you learn. Like that's how you learn. You have to go through it and embrace it, man. Like mental depression. Like the 2 years before this, I'm a 150 pound. I was 120 pounds. I was lost mentally. I was drained out every day. Wake up miserable. Look at me now. I'm happy as could be, man, because I overcame myself, man.
Hey.
Saying?
Yo. Did anyone just hear what he said? He overcame himself. Not overcame struggle, not overcame financial whatever, not overcame a situation. He overcame himself. And that is the biggest thing when you wake up every day that could be in your way. Sometimes it's just you. You know what I'm saying? And like, I told Frank 4-5 when I came here today, I struggle to come here today. Almost every time you guys see me on a show, no matter when you watch it, the day I recorded it, I probably struggle to get that done. Because there's, like you said, balance. Right. You know, I'm social, I'm an extrovert in ways, but really internally I'm an introvert. I'm very antisocial.
Same.
I'm very quiet to myself. When I leave here, I want to smoke a blunt and write in my notebook and chill and read a book. Like, I just want to be alone, kind of like in my quiet headspace.
That's the best time.
It's the best time.
You time is very important, man. Spend time alone, man.
Why is it so important?
Because you can think, and when you just like it's hard. Like you might have a thought, but sometimes you got to think things through. Like your mother ever tell you, yo, think it through first. People like to chill around people so much, and then you end up doing what they doing. That's how you end up in a slump, because they might not be doing the wrong thing, but you with people so much that you become people instead of becoming your own person. You feel me? Like
That's fire.
Old so young
be
world.
you, man. Be you.
Right. And like, you know, I keep going back to balance, but you know, if you look outside of yourself so much and you're trying to copy other artists or copy a certain style or jump on somebody's swag, whatever, you're losing your individuality. You know, what makes you different? What makes people recognize Frank 4-5 opposed to another artist in Connecticut? Right. It's an individuality. It's something that you bring to the table that somebody else is not bringing to the table. And if you go mainstream and you go along with the things everyone else is do, you're not that no more. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it's that struggle to remain that without going into the mainstream. That balance. Facts.
That's fire.
You know, for the future of Frank 4-5 of 2020, everything going forward, I know you said you had some new music videos that are going to be dropping. So we'll stay tuned for that.
Oh yeah, it's on the way.
It's on the way.
Cheeks, what up, man?
It's on the way, man. Is there also more music that might be on the way?
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something,
Tell
man.
us something.
We got another project dropping at the end of this month, man. So I'm gonna just let y'all know that, and don't tell nobody, man.
Here first.
Don't tell nobody, man.
Well, you know we gotta tell some people.
Tell people close to you, man, because that's really for y'all. And females, this is really for y'all. And fellas, this is for y'all to understand. We could make all types of music. We can rap all day. You can talk about the hood as much as you want. But if you're not relating to the ladies, man, don't nobody want to hear that shit all the time, man.
You heard?
That's fire.
There's two people. Well, there's old souls, young souls, all the damn souls in between. You can be any type of person in between. But, if you're a man, you still have to relate to women. If you're a woman, your mind still relate to men. We all have to that's how we come up as a culture. We can't segregate each other.
Nah.
You feel me? And it's dope as a guy to be putting out songs where it's I haven't even heard what you're putting out, but I already have an idea in my head, talking about issues, relationship shit, seeing shit from both sides. Because as women, we see things from just our angle.
Right.
As men, we see things from just our angle. We're always right. We're always right. There's always two sides to a story.
Oh, yeah. See?
Are you going to show both those sides?
Damn, hell yeah, man.
Did I just predict your album?
You did.
Hey!
Yo, shout out to HBN that she's on the album. So a couple days ago, 3-4 days ago, we sat in the studio. It's like I said, I've been going in freestyling. I literally said, yo, you're going to be right on a song. I don't be wrong. We're going to contradict each other. But just know that the female's intuition is always best. And she just guessed it right, man. Telling you.
Damn, that shit's wild. Yo, you're real. You a real person.
Thank you. I
love how you
appreciate
just
you.
said the female intuition is always best because there has been situations in my life where everyone around me has not believed it or told me I'm wrong or something. And there's something intuitively within me where I'm like, nah, but I know.
Right.
And they're like, but how? And I'm like, it's just something internally within me. I just know. And it has almost always come to be true.
Right.
So I'm just saying. Not that women are some special superheroes, but we are. So watch out.
Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to all beautiful ladies all across the world, man. Y'all right.
Hey. And also with your music, I guess you could say, but how I look at music and how I look at my podcast when I started this, and I didn't realize it until recently. Okay. But it's a business. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
When I first started it, it was an idea, more like a seed, more like something that I was just going to keep in my mind. And then the more I started manifesting that seed, it started being a small little sprout coming out of the ground. Then I kept watering until I verbally spoke it. Then it manifested into a physical video, an idea. And now we're here doing the whole podcast.
You definitely here, man.
Hey.
Y'all see it. I like this, man.
Y'all
see this, man. This is growth, man. Shout out to Jesse, man. Aside from me, man, you need to look around. If you don't have to be an artist all the time. Sometimes, people need you and you have to be the outlet. You know what I'm saying? We need outlets like this, and this is something special. Shout out to Straight Vision TV. Shout out to New England Uncut. These are all independent contractors that believed in themselves first. You know what I'm saying?
Before anybody else.
And got it done. So shout out to y'all. Man.
That's fire.
Shout out to y'all.
Hey, but like that seed, that idea, that over a year's time now, like we said, 360 from January to January, we're a few months into, 2022, but it coming to fruition or grow, do you see a bigger dream, a bigger idea, a bigger business of what Frank 4-5 might be in the future?
Yeah, man, I believe in myself so much right now, man. No funny. I've never believed in myself. I knew I had talent. And I knew what I was capable of, but as far as taking it outside my city and being bigger than what I am, I see this shit straight through. I know what I'm gonna do tomorrow to make myself better.
Yes.
He's about to go to LA. I told him, while you in LA, I'm gonna finish the project. We got no time to wait, and everybody on your team should be working. That's the only way to work the work. And after that, just never stop. They're always late. So if you 3 months ahead of the schedule, you got no problems, man. Just stay consistent, man.
So young world.
Pre-production, consistency. That is the key word that you just said, because you could be the best of the best, but if you're not consistent, what are you doing?
What are you worth?
You know what I'm saying? You could be the worst of the worst, but if you're consistent, it gives you a little more leverage. So
pay attention to the industry. Y'all see it. Y'all see what's going on.
Yeah.
Who's up? The one who's consistent? Are they the most talented? Maybe not, but are they working? Hell yeah. And that's why you got to give them their flowers, because they're trying. Long as somebody sees you trying and being true to yourself, you can never go wrong, man. People accept the people who's working. They don't like lazy people. Never be lazy, man. Depend on yourself.
That's fire.
never be lazy. What a concept. And it's things are easier said than done.
Oh, yeah.
You feel me? It's easy to be on camera and be like, oh, Don't be lazy. Get out of bed today. Do this, do that. But being an example of it, showing, yo, what time did you wake up today? Get ready and mentally prepare your mind or all week to take the 2.5 hour drive to come here and do an interview. You know, that's some dedication right there. And that's the mindset, even if you're not doing that yet, that's the mental mindset that you should have. I'm going to be better tomorrow than I was yesterday. And if I did that, I'm fucking winning. So you already know we both winning over here.
Yes, sir.
And you know, Frank, I just want to give you the opportunity, the chance, the platform. If there's anyone out there, you know, that you want to shout out, anything you want to say to anyone listening in who maybe has come through, like, from the same place, the same platform, some of the same struggles that you may have gone through, and are questioning, you know, themselves or doubting or trying to get to that place. You got anything to say to those people?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, man, my brothers, man, I love y'all, man. Like, the people who call me every day, I may miss y'all call. Or I may be so busy, I get unresponsive, man. Shout out to Fresco Vice. Shout out to Savage 45, Jack, Vrax, man. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. This is where we started. I'm talking about Harbison Ave. When I was a little dude looking up to y'all, man, like, y'all making me who I am today. And even though we don't talk every day, man, I got y'all right here. And everything I do is for us. You feel me? But aside from that, my mother, man, like, no, you probably don't know what I'm doing. You see me out late all the time, man, but I'm working, man. I love you to death, man, and I'm trying for you, man. You know what I'm saying? And my son, I love you. Everybody over there, my baby mother for being such a great mom, man. Chico, BTS Cheese, Cat Burgundy, JR Lavish. I can go on forever, man. This is for Hartford, Connecticut. This is for Connecticut. This is for everybody. Shout out to Boston for having me, man. And this shit is just crazy. We on our way for real.
That's fire.
They're on their way up. Frank 45 is on his way up. If you didn't hear before, you heard it here today. You already know. And if you didn't check out Frank 45 yet, you make sure you check him out.
Please do.
You know, but before we go anywhere, before these people check out your music, you know, we got a special question for you. A question you might not be ready for. A question I ask all my guests on the show.
I like that.
Oh, he's getting ready. He's got to fix a t-shirt, you know, get the dust off the shoulder. You know, we ready.
Let's go.
You know, with your knowledge, with everything that we've spoken about and things that we've kind of related on and, you know, the struggles you've gone through and being, you know, the age that you are compared to the mental age that you might have.
Oh, so young world.
How do you feel, Frank 45? Or what do you feel it means to be an old soul in the young world?
Man, just be capable, man. And just be knowledgeable and listen to your elders, man. You ever been little and yo, respect your elders. You also want to listen to your elders because they know what they talking about. Before you get to that age, just be prepared. Because life going to hit you, man. It might sidetrack you, but you got to stay focused, man. Like, before I came here, I bought a vitamin water that just said focused. Like, you got to be focused, man. Listen up. Everything isn't about, like, when you know it, you know, pass on the knowledge, but don't be a know-it-all, man. Like, listen first and use that and enhance your life just by listening. Use your ears. It's not about your mouthpiece all the time. That's why we artists. I could talk about everything I want to do, but if I don't listen first, I won't know nothing.
That's fire.
That's so fire, and that's so real, and that's so relatable. And I just want to just shout that out that you just said, before you came here, you got a vitamin water, and when you looked on the bottle, it said focus, right?
Right.
Okay, so anybody listening in, if you have not been focusing, I want you to focus on the messages, because that's what Frank 45 got. Before he came to an interview that, you know, he pushed himself to do, that he's pushing himself every day to keep going and doing his music, and he picks up a bottle and it says focus. That's a message to him to be like, you're on the right track. You're focusing, you're doing it. Clarity, clarification, motivation, dedication. You feel me? And everyone listening in, if you see signs around you, pay attention to those signs. They're never lying. Just like your intuition, just like the knowledge, just like the truth, it's not lying. You just have to be on the lookout, be observant, and be able to take it in and reciprocate it. You feel me? And you know, on that note, Frank 45, can you let the people know where they can get some more knowledge, some more love, some more truth from your music, or where they can find you on socials?
You can find me anywhere, man. Frank 45, the real 45 at Frank 45 on Instagram. Man, Franco de Jesus on Facebook. Yo, message me, man. I'm a regular person just like y'all. If y'all going through something, reach out. Send me a long paragraph. I'm going to read it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to respond. Like, I like to relate with the people. If you're an artist, if you're looking for some structure, if you need outlets, if you need a videographer, reach out to me. Yo, my resources is for y'all. and just talk to me, man. That's all I want, some interaction. I love this shit, man. This is what I do from the bottom of my heart. And if you got something going on and you truly believe it, go about it. Even if it's not music, contact me. We figure it out together. You're never alone.
And can they find your music on Spotify, YouTube, anywhere?
Oh yeah, I've always think about me being a person first, and when I see like
I love it.
The selfless.
I love it. He's not even trying to promote himself. He's like, this is my motivational self-speak.
Yeah.
Feel me?
But as far as the music, man, all DSPs, all streaming platforms, Frank 45, man. Go get that Can't Breathe. In the meantime, at the end of the month time, we'll have a new EP out, man, for everybody, man. Know yourself, man, first, and be you, man. Go get that everywhere. Frank 45, let's go, man.
That's fire.
And on that note, guys, you heard it here first. Be yourself, be you. Don't let anybody else steal your individuality.
Right.
If Frank 45 can come up and do it, you can do it too. We're just out here building our dreams, trying to be the best people we can, being human first, but being artists on top of it, and just trying to make a difference. If you ever doubted yourself, today is the day to stop doubting yourself. Whenever you're listening to this, morning, noon, night, it is your time today. Thank you, Frank 45, for coming on the show. It was such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Hey, I think we're gonna be seeing more of each other in the future.
Yeah.
You might see some projects dropping with us. You don't know. There might be some things coming.
Stay tuned, man.
But other than that, guys, make sure you tune in with me again next week on Old Soul in a Young World with your host, Jesse Ellie.
Let's go, man.
Can I give you a hug?